Welcome back to episode 2 of DIY. As you can see, I've chiseled out the wall and got the back boxes fitting. They're not screwed in yet, they're fitting. And we're going to jump right into it and get this plaster off the wall. Let's go. And that's the main wall done. It's left some nice neat edges, which will be good for when we plaster. Just got a little bit down there, but now I need to get rid of all of this mess and decide if I'm going to do this wall. Let's do this. So I've just been to B&Q, bought my plaster board, some floorboards and some angle bead. This is all 2.5 meters long, and actually it won't fit in my car. It's probably longer than my car. So Hertz will rent you a van for an hour. £14, what a bargain. Let's get this home. I have had a very busy day today. I have done all of the destruction needed in the room for the most part. Let me show you what I have done. As you can see, all of the walls that I've needed to strip are back to brick. Up here is back to wood, which is fine. I need to remove this plug still and make the electric safe, but I'm not going to do that now. The radiator is gone. As I've removed all of this, I don't need to, but I'm going to replace this anyway. Look, who knew there was a big gap in your house? Not me, but clearly that is the cavity wall stuff. And up here, that goes into my loft. Who knew? I've never seen a house back to this state before. Very interesting. Not phased. I was a little bit nervous at first, but actually this is going to make plasterboarding and then plastering much easier. So next we're going to finally get these in. Get the wires prepped, because when we put the plasterboard over, we won't be able to do it. I had a friend at Greg's who was into DIY, and he always said, don't mess with plumbing, electrics, or gas late in the day or on the weekend, because if something goes wrong, it'll cost you a fortune to get a man out. So I'm not going to play with the electrics now, but I had a bit of a panic playing with the plumbing. When I took the radiator off, you have a valve like this at one end, and your thermostat one at the other end. Naturally, you turn that to off, and you twist that to off, and it stops the water and keeps all of the pressure in your system still, in your boiler, so all of your other radiators work. So I took this one off, drained the radiator, started undoing this one, and then I knocked the top bit off, which then opened the valve and flooded the radiator full of water then. And as you can see, there's a little bit of a wet patch in this corner now, where the pressure's just come flying through whilst I've tried screwing it back on again in a bit of a panic. But we fixed it now anyway, nothing bad came of it. Live and learn. So I've already done 2 tip runs today. I've got another one with my 8 buckets ready to go. And then one more with all of this crap. Well, and then that'll be it. The carpet's got to go and the room will be clear. And then we can start making it look nice rather than making it just look bad all of the time. So I don't know what's next, but let's get to it. So just after that last clip, I was finished for the day. I went and got a shower, started making some food, and then went into the living room and then saw water dripping from the ceiling. What happens is when you take the radiators off, things like this haven't moved for the last 15, 20, 10 years, who knows how long. But when you upset them, the pipes then get a bit unhappy, and as you can see, this now twists. So what was happening is water was leaking out of here, but it was just running down the pipes. You couldn't see it physically leaking. Well, this happened in the other room last time, and I spotted it early, and I made a fix to it. I didn't double check it this time, and so it got to the stage where it was leaking through the ceiling. Luckily, I had a spare valve that I quickly drained all the system and then put this on to stop it leaking. However, I've snookered myself because I can't put that under the floorboards now. I should have put it here. But it is what it is. I needed to stop it leaking, and these you can only really use once because there's something in there that when you break, you can't use it again. Well, you could get another one, but whatever. Whatever. So next, we're going to clean up all of this debris from around the edge. We're going to then pull up some of the edge floorboards and get rid of all the crap that's fallen down. Even though it's not all my crap, there's a brick there. I haven't put a brick down there. Just because all of this is resting on the ceiling downstairs, and it'd be fine, but it doesn't need to be there. I've stumbled across a random wire under the carpet that I don't know what it's for. I don't know what it does. I don't know where it goes. Although it's got a staple going right through the middle of it there from the carpet. And there's no power going through it, so I don't think it's used for anything. And then we're going to remove this plug, which, as you can see, has only got one wire coming out of it, which means it's a spur. It's not part of the ring main, which is good. And then if we look at the plug on this side, there is 3 wires going into it, which means one of these will be for the plug on the other side of the room. Like I did, I put a spur in the other room. However, when I do the wiring this time, I'm going to do it properly, and I'm going to extend the mains because I've looked up the regulations, and well, the regulations say don't DIY your own electrics, but it says if you've got 2 plugs, like I'm going to have, you can't have that from one spur. And it's too far from the ring main, but the ring main is easy to extend, which this is what a spur looks like compared to your ring main. As you can see, it's just one cable that comes off to feed one plug. And then this is what your ring main looks like, and if you extend it, it just makes a loop rather than having the odd wire coming off here and there. So I'm going to do that this time and do it properly. Progress is good today. Backing plates are on. The wires are all prepped and in place for where they need to be. I've colour coded the ones I need to know. Same down here. And then they go under the floorboards and come out over here. Happy days. Now, all we need to do, put the floorboards back, clear the room out. We need to get the dust off the wall, and then we're going to PVA the wall because that's a fix for the dust. And then it'll be plasterboard. So I realise I'm not really filmed much this episode, but to be honest, I can't have my music on when I'm filming a time lapse. So it is what it is. And I know last episode I said we'd be putting the plasterboard up and plastering in this episode, but because I don't want them to be too long, and I've actually done a lot since then, I'm gonna do a quick montage of brushing this wall and then PVAing it. I found the saying on the internet that says if in doubt, get the PVA out. Reason being is that if there's dust and stuff on the wall, stuff won't stick, and when you PVA it, then it seals it, and then you don't have that issue. So I'm going to do that now before we lose all of the sunlight. The sun's only here. And then that'll be dry, and then tomorrow we will be getting the plasterboard up on the wall. So watch the time lapse if you want, but if not, there's nothing else in this video, and I will see you next time.